Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine.
It's so good to see you.
We've never met before.
He's a happy sort of a guy. His base level is pretty happy. Default setting is pretty, content with life.
He is also averagely besieged by self-doubt, particularly in the world of, guess what, women.
Tremendous play from the old world champion and his son, the first openly ginger British table tennis player. But there are signs the youngster's beginning to crack. There are tears in his eyes.
There are not.
There soon will be!
His father and him have a real kind of nice relationship. They play table tennis and kind of talk about things, and they're not like necessarily full friends just yet. There's still the father-son thing going on.
This is going to sound strange, but there's this secret that the men in this family can travel in time.
Wow. They can only travel through time backwards, and they can only travel within their own lifetime.
It's literally as simple as just walking into a cupboard, clenching your fists and squeezing your eyes together and thinking about where you want to go. And then there's a bit of a huh, and then you're there.
Tim, will you do my back?
Absolutely.
Very keen.
Oh no! Oh no!
If there's any element of your day that is unsatisfactory, don't worry about it, relax, because you can just go back and put that straight.
Tim, will you do my back?
Sure, just give us a sec.
Okay.
This is why the notion of being able to go back and not say the embarrassing thing or go back and say something better and just not make a fool of yourself is so attractive and really is something that he can really use because he needs it. Oh my God. What? It's her. It's her. When Tim meets Mary for the first time, it's a bigger revelation than the time travel thing or anything that he's learned up to that point. The biggest thing that's ever happened to him is this person loving him back immediately.
Okay.
I thought this phone was old and shit, but suddenly it's my most valuable possession.
You really like me? Even my frock?
I love your frock.
I like to call her, Mary quite contrary because she's got this funny mix of confidence and then total insecurity.
And what are your faults? Weaknesses?
Oh, I guess insecurity?
Rachel is somebody who every time I've ever seen them in a film, I just sort of melt into this sense of comfort and love, so I was lucky to get her. In so many scenes, Rachel was meeting Domhnall for the first time, and Domhnall was meeting her for the second time or the third time. You'd say, well, here we are, Rachel, so this is your third scene with Domhnall, and you behave exactly the same as you did in the last two scenes, because you didn't know the last two scenes have occurred.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Great.
We've never met before.
Everybody knows that Rachel is a brilliant actress. I absolutely loved her as an actress. If it's romance, it doesn't feel like unrealistic romance. It always feels like what's exciting about it is that it feels real. And that's really what it had to be between. It had to feel like a real relationship. So I was so happy when I found out she was cast.
Well, I hope I see you again.
You will. My whole life depends on it.
Domhnall had a lot of the qualities I most love. I mean, he actually has many of them as a human being. He has doubt, high spirits, optimism.
Soft face, bright eyes, fringe. Prettiest girl in human history.
He's very, very clever as an actor and honest, and his taste echoes mine. And so, a toast to the man with the worst haircut but the best wife in the room.
Working with Phil and Lindsay has been great. I've admired them, but never gotten up close.
We ended up down in Cornwall, and it is the most wonderful, idiosyncratic, welcoming place. What was great was the way that it turned out to have all the qualities, both socially and visually, that I wanted from the house and the world.
It's the only bit we'll probably use in the shot fight.
Very pretty, very pretty.
Very pretty.
I love being on location because it really does bring you together more.
This seam here is going to split, and a certain amount of water is going to come down on people who are near it. And I want you all to always react realistically to what happens to you.
They were just blasting us in the face with water and wind, and it was funny because it makes you a group, you know, you really band together, but also no one wants to stand at the front because that's where you get the brunt of it and stuff.
Wouldn't it be just so completely, utterly, and totally amazing if you could travel in time?
His films are exactly like Richard, I mean, full of heart and full of love and full of generosity.
You can tell that he's very close to it and it's very personal, and that he brings so much of himself to it. He's very generous with his spirit, and whenever you say you're working on a Richard Curtis project, you know, everybody sort of goes, oh, that's so nice. Is it nice? It must be nice. It is.
Liz, it's to establish that you two like each other.
He speaks like he writes. He's just so quick and witty and funny without trying at all, and he's just the most lovely, gracious, wonderful director to work with.
It is a film that, as it were, particularly with the death of my dad and with having children and everything, deals with things that I'm interested in up till now. So I feel as though I'm up to date, and so this is the last film I want to make now. Knowing how I wanted it to start, him finding about time travel, knowing how I wanted it to end, with him realising the importance of just living each day to the full.
You have to make time for love in your life. You have to make time for the small moments that add up to a life.
Life is beautiful. The celebrations can already begin.
The idea at the end of it is maybe just do it once really well.
Appreciating the people that you have and the time that you have as much as you can while you have it, because it doesn't last forever.
I'm sure it'll be better next time.
Well done. Some people make a real mess of it the first time.
Amateurs. Could you give me 1 second?
Goodness.
Best night of my entire life.
So once is enough for my perfect guy?
I'm not sure that's entirely fair.